Good morning, children. Today we are going to talk or deal with the topic the types of levers. But before that, we will recall what is a lever. Lever is a simple machine. Here you will be having three topics or the three keywords. One is the load, one is the fulcrum, and one is the effort. Okay. Now, based on the position of this load, fulcrum, and the effort, we are going to have three types. Levers are classified into three types based on the positions of load, fulcrum, and the effort. Okay. Now, first we are going to see the class 1 lever. What is this? Class 1 or first order lever. What we learned was it was called as first order lever, or nowadays it is called as class 1 lever. Okay. So what is this first order lever? Here, see, we will refer this diagram every time. Here in this diagram, we had the load in the left hand side and effort in the right hand side. Middle was the fulcrum. You remember the seesaw always. Seesaw will be like this. Seesaw, middle there will be the fulcrum. This side one load, other side another load. Similarly, we are going to see this. See, this is the first order. If it is in the same order, L, F, E. Okay. So that will become the first order lever. So first point, you have to say fulcrum is between the load and the effort. That's all. Okay. Then the second point is mechanical advantage is less than 1. Okay. Equal to 1 or more than 1 depending upon the position of the fulcrum. This we know. Mechanical advantage can be less than 1 or equal to 1 or greater than 1 depending upon the fulcrum, position of the fulcrum. Then what is this mechanical advantage? We saw mechanical advantage is equal to effort arm by load arm. Effort arm, the distance between the fulcrum and the effort, whereas the load arm is the distance between the load and the fulcrum. We saw these two situations. Now we are going to see the examples. Examples, first see you can write seesaw. Then you can write scissors. Then you can write pliers, cutting pliers, or the catapult. Catapult we used to play in the younger days. Yes, and the beam balance or the lever balance. All these are all the examples for first order lever. First order lever, the position will be L, F, E. The mechanical advantage can be less than 1, greater than 1 or equal to 1 because this fulcrum can be moved anywhere. Okay. And then examples, you have this cutting plier. See, the effort. Effort means where I am going to put the effort. Put effort. We will say no, put more effort. So I am going to put the effort for this plier like this. Then my fulcrum. Fulcrum is the place where the junction. Okay. And then this is the load. Load means I am going to place a screw or the something which I am going to tight or loose. All these portions I will place it here. So this is the effort, middle is the fulcrum, and this will be the load. Similarly for the scissors, I take the scissors, this will be my effort. I am going to cut it. So I will be using my fingers. So this will be the effort. I can place a paper or a pen or a thread, anything between these two places. So this will become the load, and the fulcrum is this point or this nut where the two hands of the scissors are going to on the opposite directions. Okay, so this is a classic example for first order lever. Now coming to the class 2 lever or the second order lever. What happens? This effort is kept at the same point. Only these two are changed. Only these two are interchanged. That means my fulcrum is in one point, my load is in the middle. Fulcrum moves to another point and the load is in the middle. Okay, so the load is between the fulcrum and the effort. So this is the first point, and the second point is mechanical advantage is more than 1. MA is always more than 1. So MA is more than 1. What are the examples we have? Bottle opener, nutcracker, lemon juice extractor, and the wheelbarrow. Okay, this is the nutcracker. So nutcracker, my effort, look at the effort. Effort is in the form of hands. So effort is in one corner. Okay. and my fulcrum means the joint, it is not going to open at all. So this is at one end, whereas my load is in the middle. Okay, so this is for the nutcracker. And again the lemon juice extractor. Everybody's house you will have a lemon juice extractor, is it not? So these two examples you know. Bottle opener also we have. How will we open the bottle opener? My load is in the middle. Okay, my fulcrum will be closed and I will be putting the effort in the other end. Now coming to the wheelbarrow. What is this wheelbarrow? Wheelbarrow we see in schools or in the gardens, okay, or in the place where they put RCC or road, is it not? When they lay the roads, how the wheel is the fulcrum, the load is in the middle, the effort is pushed by the persons. Okay, so this is one type of lever which is called the class 2 lever. Coming to the class 3 lever. Class 3 lever, it is the type of lever in which the effort is coming in between. Okay, so what happened? This effort is coming between the fulcrum and the load. It is becoming, this effort is coming in between the load and the fulcrum, or fulcrum and the load. So that is the next point. Effort is between. So I'll say this is effort in between. This class 2 lever, load is in between. This is F is in between. Okay. So F, L, E. Okay. F, L, E. So for first class it will be F will be in the middle, for the second class L will be in the middle, and for the third class you will be having E in the middle. Remember only this, and then you can say the two words. What are the leftover? If F is in the middle, load and the effort are left over. If L is in the middle, my effort and the fulcrum are left over. Similarly here, when effort is in the middle, my fulcrum and the load are left over. You can write that and remember the examples, and then you have to write this point, mechanical advantage. So for this mechanical advantage, all the three can come. Here it should be always greater than 1. In this case then it should be always less than 1. So mechanical advantage is always less than 1. What is this? We have the example for this as the tongue, the stapler and the forearm. Tongue, for which mother uses for putting chapati, or for picking the puppets, everything, the tongue. So how is this tongue appearing? See, the fulcrum is in one end, okay, the effort is in one middle, whereas the load is in the end. Okay, mother will touch in the middle and pick, like our forceps. Forceps is also can come under this forceps. How will they pick it in the middle. They won't touch the top. Okay, they will be touching only in the middle. So they will pluck it like this. The Chinese forceps and all, we have seen how they eat the noodles. They will be picking it in the middle only. So the load is in between here. My effort is put between at this place, and my fulcrum is in there. Another example is my stapler. For the stapler, we put the load here, okay, and the fulcrum is in the end. Where will be my effort? My effort, I am going to press the stapler in the middle. Is it not? I will be pressing the stapler. Actually, we will be pressing at this top. That top is going to press this only middle. So my effort is going to be projected in the middle. Okay. So with this, we are going to see the levers in our body. Okay. So in our human body, what are all the levers? So first lever is the point where the top of our spine, the spinal cord is the brown color, it will meet the skull. The skull is our brain. So this point will form the fulcrum. Okay, the spine will be the effort. My head itself is the load. That is, my total head becomes the load. So that is, head is the load. So that is why the neck is the fulcrum. Okay, and it is all controlled by the spine. So fulcrum is in the middle. So that will become class first order lever. Class 2 lever, where that is our example of which we are standing on the toes. When you stand on your toes is the fulcrum. Okay, my load is in the middle, that is at my heels. At this junction my load is there. My effort, I am going to put all the effort on stretching this portion, so that only I can stand on the heels. So this will come under the second order lever. Whereas the third order lever, what happens? My hand, when I keep my hand like this, the load is on the palm, my fulcrum is this elbow, and the effort is done by the biceps or the triceps or the forearm. This part is called the forearm. This is the elbow, this is the palm. So when I want to lift my bag, if I want to lift the pen, I have to lift it, means I keep the pen in my hand, my elbow becomes the fulcrum, and my forearm acts as the effort. Okay, in the next class we will see the examples. Okay, we will see the examples now itself. First one is, a worker in a construction field uses a lever of length 2 meter to move a stone of weight 50 kilogram. He places a small block of wood to support the lever at a distance of 50 centimeter from the stone. What is the effort to be applied? Okay, lever of length 2 meters. Okay, the length of the lever is 2 meters. So total length is 2 meters. You draw it here. So this is 2 meters. Okay, now a weight of the load is 50 kilogram. Okay, he places a small block of wood to support the lever at a distance of 50 centimeter from the load. So the load I place, the load, this is what? 50 kg. So this is the load. Now from this load, I am going to place at 50 centimeter, I am going to place a fulcrum 50 centimeter. At this 50, I am going to place a wooden block. So this will become my fulcrum. So this will be my effort. Okay, I am going to lift it. So if I want to lift that, now with this data, with this diagram, we are going to see weight of the stone F1 is equal to 50 kilogram weight. So I have to convert that into Newton. I have to multiply by 9.8, so that will become 490 Newton. Load arm is the distance between the load and the fulcrum. So that we clearly know it is 50 centimeter. We have to convert that into meter. So I divide by 100, so that becomes 0.5 meter. Effort arm, the distance between the effort and the fulcrum. So this distance will become 150 centimeter. So which is 150 centimeter is equal to 1.5 meter. Okay, so these details are got. Now mechanical advantage. This effort arm by the load arm. So what is this effort arm by the load arm into this force? Okay, so 490 into 0.5 divided by 1.5, which is equal to 163.3 Newton. Okay. Now you can ask, ma'am, these are all in decimals. How are we going to calculate? You can remove the decimals. Multiply by 10 on the top. I can multiply, so 5 by 15. This is 1 by 3. When I divide 490 by 3, I can divide 490 by 3. So 3 ones are 3, remainder 1, 9. 6 are 18, remainder 1, 0. So 3, 9, point, again if I put point, 0, this will become 333. So that is why it is called 163.3 Newton. Okay. Now a person uses an iron lever of length 2 meter. So the length of the iron lever is 2 meter. Okay, it is used for lifting a box of weight 100 kilogram. So this is 100 kilogram weight. Now he uses a wooden block to support. Okay, now where must be it placed? So that the effort is 200 Newton. The effort, you have to place the fulcrum. We don't know at which place. So you have to place it because the effort they have given as 200 Newton. Okay. So 200 Newton. This also you convert into Newton. 100 into 9.8, 980 Newton. Okay. Now the load arm be X. Load arm means this is L. So this distance is x. So this total distance will be 2 meters minus x. That is 2 minus x meters. Okay. Now this distance is 2 meter minus x. This distance is x. Okay. So we know mechanical advantage is equal to what? 980 divided by 200 is equal to 2 minus x by x. So my x is equal to 33.89. What? How this coming? 980 by 200 is equal to 2 minus x by x. Before cross multiplying, you can divide everything. So 98 by 20, this is 10 divided by 49. Okay. Or 49x is equal to, cross multiply this 10 here, 20 minus 10x. Okay, this 10 comes here, so this 10 comes here, means it will become 59x is equal to 20, or x is equal to 20 by 59. So we will be getting one answer. That will be in meter, but we want in centimeters. So I multiply that by 100. I get one answer and I multiply that answer into 100. I will be getting 33.89. Okay. Now for the example, for the homework, you should find out this true or false. Okay. You can understand this and then you can write true or false. We will discuss that in the next class. Okay. Find out this answer. Even this answer you can cross check. In the next class we will discuss about the rest of the simple machines. Okay. Thank you.